You're watching Morning at NTV.
Hello there, welcome back to Morning at NTV with me, Malaki Vilodera and Romeo Busiko. Of course, you'll find us on hashtag Morning at NTV. Now, we're getting into a Kickstarter conversation, and pretty much last month we did witness the end of season 1 of The Family. Now, a new season is in the offing, but there are more issues coming up from the Nabwiso films, and I'm sure you want to know what are these things, what are this new content, what is this new content they're trying to churn out, and Romeo will tell us who we have.
Well, to share with us is Matthew Nabwiso, the CEO of Nabwiso Films, and he joins us right now in studio. Many thanks for joining us, Mr. Nabwiso.
I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much.
Hello.
Now, talk to us about the news that you're signing a deal with Century Film. What would the deal mean for Ugandan-made films?
I think it is going to be a great opportunity for Ugandan filmmakers as well as the audience, because many times filmmakers have done films and they've shelved them. You don't know where to exhibit them. But now having this partnership with Century Cinemax and Victoria Film Distribution, because it's the company that is going to be responsible for collecting this content from the filmmakers and taking it to Century Cinemax. So filmmakers, first and foremost, will have an opportunity to have their movies showcased in the cinemas.
Right.
And then also the viewers will have the opportunity to actually watch Ugandan films, because many times we've been making films and they are winning accolades internationally, and people keep saying, where do we watch these movies from? How do we get to watch these movies? So that is what Victoria Films and Century Cinemax are doing to showcase these movies in the cinema. So every Friday and Sunday at 7 p.m. we'll be having a show, a Ugandan film night called Our Movie Night, or Ezafe.
Okay.
Awesome. So essentially the Century Films deal will help Ugandan films penetrate the international scene.
Yes.
Right.
And also further to that, Victoria Films is also looking at the other platforms like online streaming. You're looking at video on demand platform. You're looking at taking these films to even the local cinema halls like Uganda.
You're serious?
Yes, absolutely.
I like that.
Yeah, from the cinema, from Century X, we want to take them to the local video halls, the Ugandas. Let everybody in the Uganda be able to watch Ugandan films. Then furthermore, to working with libraries, licensed libraries to do this. And yeah, like the video on demand. So we just want to make sure that our own are able to access our own films.
Right,
Very patriotic.
Is it just about accessing this particular films and people getting to know that, hey, we also do have amazing content thanks to Ugandan producers, Ugandan actor, everything authentically Ugandan? Is it just that, or there's also some financial benefit and growth to that aspect as well?
Yeah, to the side of the viewers, it is, yes, having the access to watch these films and say, oh, we have great content and great stories that we are being told by Ugandan filmmakers. But also on the side of the filmmakers themselves, it is an opportunity to make revenue. Because yes, like I said, people have been making films and shelving them. You invest X amount of money, and if you have no distribution channel, then you lost money.
Right.
Yeah, so it is winning for the filmmakers as well as the audiences.
How is the revenue bit like? Is it that the cinemas do purchase this content and you're given, you know, a flat rate for that, or you share on the revenues that come out of every single showcase? What is it?
How it's going to work with the cinemas is purely, actually all the platforms, it's going to be revenue share.
Okay.
So if you bring your movie to the cinema, off the tickets there will be a share that goes to the cinema and a share that goes to the filmmaker. Even with the other platforms, if we're working with video, it's still going to be revenue share all throughout.
All right.
So
Well,
it is
percentages?
Yes, percentages, yes. With the
Who's
cinema,
taking the biggest, the lion's
with
share?
cinema is taking the biggest as the exhibitor. With the other platforms, it's a 50-50 between the filmmaker and then Victoria.
Okay.
Well, the sector, I understand, has struggled with high costs, low benefits,
Yes.
and high levels of piracy.
Yes.
What will this new deal help change? And will we be able to see maybe some Ugandan actors finally make some money?
Yes, definitely we will be able to do that. And also we are working with a couple of government bodies from the Uganda Communications Commission to be and to help fight the whole piracy disease. And then we are going to work with people who have been commissioned or licensed by the filmmakers and the Uganda Communications Commission to make sure that the wrong characters are out. So actually the people that have the rights, the copyright to the content actually make revenue out of it.
Okay, all right. You know, Nabuiso, you are, how will I put it? I think you're one of the greatest people to look up to in this particular, you know, film sector. Yes, I'm saying that because, it's not easy staying there. Year in, year out, you've been faithful to your passion, your wife and yourself. I don't know what it is that it drives you. You always say that you're so passionate about it, but you see, at the end of the day, it's so hard for a majority to still hang in there, put in the work and wait for that time when everything will be okay. So over and above passion, how have you been able to make sure that you commercialize the content that you actually produce, especially for the filmmakers that want to get into that particular space? How can they go about making sure that, hey, like he says, it's high costs, but how do you break even? Because at the end of the day, you have to pay these actors.
Yes. What we've been doing in the past is working with partners, for instance, like NTV. When we produced #Family, we partnered with NTV, and we had to put the content on air and had to go into a revenue share model, which kind of worked. And then we also looked at other partners outside the country to be able to share this content. But then besides that, there's also content that we do in-house that is purely for clients. That, like, we do a lot of documentaries, we do TV commercials. Also those things bring in revenue and we are able to keep running, pay the bills and keep running. And so with the introduction of this Victoria Film Distribution Company, we are also creating more channels to be able to create revenue for people to be able to stay in the industry.
Interesting.
Well, there is growing concern among film producers where you have what you may call voiceovers, where a VJ is voicing over a movie in Uganda. Tell me, is this a danger to creativity? I'm sorry to ask, but is this a danger to creativity?
I personally find it uncomfortable because I'm thinking if a movie is in Uganda, it is straightforward. But then again, there is an audience that is interested in listening to a VJ. So that is why you'll have a VJ interpreting a Luganda film in Luganda.
Understood, but in your opinion, is this a danger to creativity?
I think it is. I think it is.
But you see, it's actually getting a lot of traction.
If
you go to this, you know,
like the local cinema halls,
the local
if it is not VJ,
and I'm telling you, and the
it.
numbers there are so overwhelming. So as opposed to fighting this, as Romeo is saying, as much as maybe it could be a danger to creativity, are you looking at that particular aspect maybe critically? Because the numbers tell us something about what people do want.
I think when you look at it on the business perspective, I think we have two audiences. There's an audience that is not comfortable with it, but then there's also another big audience that is comfortable with it. So the non-comfortable audience can watch these movies in the cinema, or can watch these movies on the VOD platforms, or when you buy a DVD in a library. But then again, the audience that wants that kind should be able to access it in the local video halls. And even still on DVDs and libraries. So at the end of the day, we are able to feed both audiences, and the filmmaker makes revenue at the end of the day.
And some have indicated that, anyway, this is the only market for films in Uganda, because if it is not voiced over, it won't sell. Do you agree?
It's not the only market. Just like I said, we have the cinema, we have the video on demand, we have other platforms, but then again, there is also that market, which is big, and should also be taken care of.
So, and even with the voiceovers, do they go through the legal and the clean ways of getting this content, or is it out of piracy and you're shocked, okay, my content has been already voiced over and is making someone money?
Much of the time it is being illegal, but now that is being cleaned out. With the also appointment of the Brigadier Eli Kayanja, there's been lots of meetings, meeting with these VJs, trying to ask them to clean their act and make sure when you're going to voice over somebody's content, you must have you must have paid for it before you do it. Well,
in the past there have been cases where people say that they are concerned about the low quality of production. Is this also connected to this problem?
No, that is not connected to the problem. I think low quality goes back to the filmmakers. Of course, some people will have challenges, issues of budget, so they can't afford the right equipment or can't afford the right technical personnel. Some people, I think it's an element of ignorance, of not knowing what to do. But I think with that, we will find that in the past 10 years, I think there has been a serious growth in terms of quality of production. Because today, when you look at a film like 94 Terror, which it starts airing in the cinema this weekend, this Friday and Sunday, it just got 18 nominations in the Global Awards Film Festival in Ghana and won 7 awards.
Interesting.
Yeah. So now, by the time it's winning 7 awards in Ghana, we know Ghana is a growing industry in terms of film. So by the time a Ugandan film is winning 9 awards there, then that means in terms of quality of production, it's high. The same film has also recently won 2 awards in the African Film Festival in Texas. I think it won Best Costume and Best, I don't know if it was soundtrack or something. Our movie Rain also was nominated for Best Soundtrack in the same film festival. We've seen Rain win Best Women's Rights Film in the London Eye Film Festival, in the Best Film in Africa and Middle East in the New Rain Film Festival in Singapore. So in terms of quality of production, at least the international platforms prove that we are there.
Right.
Yeah.
And does that speak to what Ugandans are, maybe, you know, what they warm up to? I'll tell you this. I was having a conversation with a group of entrepreneurs with regards to their challenges with the boo-boo policy. Challenges about Ugandans not warming up to buying their products. Are you facing the same challenge in film, and how are you strategizing to conquer that? Because it seems like the international bodies are clapping at you. They're giving you awards day in, day out, and that shows that the quality is good. So we're not, you know, battling with quality anymore. That even the content is good, and it does speak to the human, you know, nature of things. So what is it? What's your strategy to break into the Ugandan market and make a majority say that, hey, if we go to a hall and ask, would you go for a Ugandan film? And they all will actually have their hands up. What's your strategy to battle that?
I think one of the things is, first of all, making an awareness campaign for the people to be aware that these movies are available, and this is where you can find them. So thanks to a platform like this to allow us to talk about this. And then, of course, we're going to need to have a very strong marketing campaign for people to know that this is existing and this is where you can find it. And I'm sure once somebody has a one-time good experience, then they are going to pass on the message to everybody else. And then I really strongly believe this is going to work and this is going to grow. We've seen it work elsewhere. So actually, when you look at films in every country, I think if you go to Britain, the most consumed films are British films. When you go to the US, the most consumed films are American films. So we can have the same here. Yeah, we've seen this work with music, so we believe this can work.
And I believe it starts with patriotism.
Yes.
And last month, we witnessed the end of season 1 of The Family.
Yes.
Now, talk to us about season 2.
Yeah, we are working on season 2. It has been, we've dragged a little bit because one of the characters, Jackie, just had a baby.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations, Jackie.
Congratulations,
Jackie.
Yeah, and since it is not part of the script, so you have to give her time to shape up, get back in place.
She'll be fine.
So, but we've been doing a lot of scripting. I think with the scripting, we are pretty much ready. And this time it's going to be longer because last season was 13 episodes. This time we're going to make 26 episodes. So I think our audience should...
So when does it return?
Let's look at January.
Okay.
And how can one also get reruns of this and other Ugandan-made series?
First of all, it will be airing here on NTV. I think we'll have a show and reruns on NTV, and then maybe...
Because season 1 aired on NTV.
Yeah, every Sunday and Monday.
Okay, we do have an amazing trailer. How about you just take a watch at this?
Take a look.
When I was your age, I always sat with my parents and we would eat, drink, laugh, and talk about the good things that God has done for us as a family unit.
Timothy, I entered the bathroom first. So either go down or I don't know, wait. The boys in my class, they make fun of me just because I'm flat-chested.
Molly, you're not flat-chested. Did you want watermelons on your chest?
I need to know where you put up. This is where I put her. I need to know you.
I can't imagine leaving my job for anything. My career comes first. Why is it that the men get to do all the speaking up they want?
Honey, you are hanging with the wrong men.
Show me your ring. I got a job.
Oh.
I did. I got a job.
So cool. Thanks, congratulations.
That's not how I raised you. Now your wife is going to work, staying at home. What is this? Now, who is the man?
I got into a fight with Richard's wife.
What? So you are seeing a married man?
What time is this?
It's like 9:30.
Who was that?
Oh, Q dropped me off.
Q. Who's Q?
Q is my boss.
Your boss?
Yeah.
What kind of name is Q?
Oh, it's his nickname.
Oh, you even have a nickname for him.
I'm like Q's right-hand person.
And you are my wife.
You know, just before season 1, I did host you and we played the same trailer.
Yeah, I know.
And I was like, I think my best moment is when you tell her, and you are my wife.
I know.
That's always so powerful. How do you manage to work with your wife that seamlessly? What we see in that, kind of, series, does it depict what happens in those 4 walls of your home?
I think, well, what can I say? First and foremost, I think we are good friends.
Oh, interesting.
And we play a lot, so we play a lot together, so putting this on screen is easy.
A couple that plays together lasts forever.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, finally, what more can be done to improve the quality and profitability of Ugandan films?
I think in terms of quality, one, I think a lot of filmmakers need training because most of us filmmakers are self-taught. So training in terms of workshops, and we will have, I think, 1 film school or something like that. There is need for more because going to film school is pretty expensive.
Right.
But I think we are very ambitious people, so with a couple of workshops we can be able to improve this. And also access to better equipment should also be a factor to help improve quality of film production in Uganda.
All right.
Yeah.
My director does tell me that you also do have a teaser. How about we take a look at that?
Not really an answer or a question.
I think it's too much.
It's a club. Besides, it's my party.
Yeah, and I thought you said you're going to see your friends. Are you lying to me, Stella?
What? No. My husband has never laid a hand on me.
I would never lie.
You can lie to me. How about you hit someone of your own size?
Easy.
Awesome trailer right there. Mr. Nabuiso,
Yes.
how does it feel to work with your wife?
It's beautiful, it's interesting, it's fun. I think I get to spend a lot more time with
With
her.
her?
Yeah, I'm with her all the time.
So
I
it's
think
a
I'm so
plot.
used to being with her so that when she's not there, it feels weird.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you fight at home, how do you make sure that that doesn't affect work?
The interesting thing is that first, she's not the kind of person that keeps beef. So even if we had a fight, I think we'll resolve it and continue. She's not going to say, we never get to have those whole silent treatment things.
Yeah.
Because life has to move on. So we kind of tend to resolve it quickly and move on.
You have to put food on the table.
Yes.
That's interesting.
So yeah, the trailer Bed of Thorns is one of the films that people should expect to watch in the cinema, as well as I think after 94 Terror, because first we intend to show 94 Terror tomorrow evening and Sunday.
Location.
At Century Cinemax, and then after we'll be having Bed of Thorns.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
as
right.
well, so.
You know, with Bed of Thorns, I think even before it did show for the first time in the cinemas, we did host the actors here. And it's interesting to see the impact it has had on the community, on Ugandans.
Yeah.
A majority do resonate with every single thing that is happening in that particular movie. Do you feel the need to maybe, I don't know how you do it, to, I don't know, extend that particular concept to something totally different, just maintaining the same theme? Because for sure the demand is there. People want to see more movies that touch on their day-to-day hassles and, you know, worries and troubles.
Actually, Bed of Thorns, for the people that have watched it, they've loved it. And there have also been people who have made comments and say, yes, it is talking about the gender-based violence in women, but it also happens in men.
Yes.
So can we also have something that talks about men? And yeah, I think that has triggered us to think of doing Bed of Thorns too, which is also going to touch the other side.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So anyway, I want to talk about the viewer now who is watching right now. What would be required of anyone out there who might be interested to join Nabuiso Films? What would be required of them? How can they access Nabuiso Films?
What we do ordinarily is make calls for auditions. So somebody needs to just follow our social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
When is the forthcoming?
Nabuiso Films. So I can't say when, but time and again we're always having projects. Yeah. So we always put announcements out there and we make calls for auditions, and people normally find us at the National Theatre and audition, and that's how Bed of Thorns, everybody audition. We've done Live Your Dream series, which also showed here on NTV.
Right.
We had auditions at National Theatre, and that was like, Live Your Dream was mostly raw talent. We had first-time actors, they came audition and they got roles. So every day we always make calls for auditions. They just need to follow our social media handles.
So you don't need a degree, only your talent?
No, just come with your talent, and that's it, yeah.
All right. So are you in a position to say that confidently, in this time and age, film does pay? Actors can say that, hey, my 8 to 5 is film, and I'm comfortable, and I can feed my family. Are we at that point?
We are getting to that point.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think we are still few film producers. So as the producers grow, then the busier the actors will be more busy. You'll have a gig today with this one, a gig with the other, and so that should be able to put food on the plate, and you just do that for a living.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Robert,
Also, Mr. Nabuiso, any last words for your viewers?
Yeah, to our viewers, I think everybody needs to come and embrace what we're doing. Come and watch our movies. Come and watch the Ugandan movie night at Century Cinema every Friday and Sunday 7 p.m., which is called Ezafe. So we'll be showcasing our movies, and Century Cinema together with Victoria Film Distribution, we want to make this content available for the viewers, as well also open more distribution channels for the filmmakers so we can grow our industry.
All right.
Yeah.
The CEO of Nabuiso Films, Mr. Nabuiso himself. Thank you for coming and talking to us.
Thank you too.
Thank you so much.
We'll have to call you back here and we banter again.
Okay.
Right.
But many thanks.
Thank you too.
Well, you're still watching Morning at NTV with me, Romeo Busiku and Mala. We will take a very short break, but do not go anywhere.
All right. So we're leaving you with pictures from Nabuiso Films. Watch this.